Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. Let me start by saying thank you all for joining my channel. I'm really grateful for everybody that joined. I just reached 1,000 subscribers and when I started this channel I couldn't have dreamed about achieving this. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. It's it's beyond my wildest dreams, so thank you for that. In the live that I'm going to be doing next Thursday, I will be doing a draw of a beautiful set, a die and stamp set from Elizabeth Craft Design. So tune in Thursday to find out who the winner is. And everybody that has joined up until Thursday will join into the draw. So that's that. Today I'm going to be working on my March dashboard. A nice blank page I have here. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to be using the prompts from the Facebook group, Planners and Art Journal, I think it is, from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And the prompt for March is collage. So I'm going to be working with a collage. I'm going to use collage medium matte from Distress. I'm going to be using Cadence Rusty Patina. I've got some distress crayons that I might be using. I've got this pretty lady, which I might use. I might change my mind later on. I've got these frames that I'm going to be using. I've got, of course, the March die cut from the Planner months from Planner Essentials, and I might be stamping out this flower. It's all in my head. I'm still not sure what exactly I'm going to be doing, but you will find out with me. So without any further ado, let's dive in and make this collage page. So to start off my collage page, I tore up a page of an old book, and that's going to be the base of my page. So I'm going to be tearing up even more and gluing it down using the collage medium. So let me get my brush out. It's a collage brush. Unfortunately, I forgot to wash my old ones. And then you can just throw them in the bin. Don't do that. When you're done, just fold them in a baby wipe so they don't dry out. And then rinse them out. And then they last you a long time. Don't do as I did. That's a shame. Good. So I'm just going to start, I guess. So I'm going to put this on. I'm just going to dip my brush in. Put that on the page and put down my first piece of paper and go over it with the collage medium. Now I'm going over it because I want to be doing something with the crayons later on. Now I don't know what exactly yet, but this will give it a nice effect anyway. So that's going to be... And this is something that I really need to be careful with because I tend to overthink. When I overthink, then it's not going to work. So I just put it on there. Don't overthink, just do. So what I'm doing, I'm starting in the center and working my way out. And I'm just going to continue building up the different layers on the page. What I really like is the torn edges that you see, the different in color variation because it's an old book. So there's some older bits and there's some newer bits. So that's what I like about this. But I'm going to be working on the color anyway. I'm going to be putting on some bits and bobs and other stuff. You'll see. I've got some ideas. Not sure it's going to work, but I just wanted to take you with me on this experiment, so to say. Now, is this enough? Just one little thingy here. I'm just putting collage medium over everything, just making sure it's stuck down and well adhered. So it becomes nicely one thing. I think this is enough. I don't need other pieces for now. Now I'm going to take a baby wipe because I might need this later on. So I will just wrap this in a baby wipe. Oh, let me do it this way, like that, that, and I'll put this to the side for me to use later on. So I'll just put these bits away. I'm not going to throw them away. You never know. So I'll put these to the side. Okay. Next, I'm going to, and I just don't know. I love my Altenew craft mat, and this is a silicone mat, but I'm not convinced it's suitable for mixed media. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it. So I will just pick my old Tim Holtz one, put it on there because I don't want to ruin my new mat. And I'm going to use this rusty patina, and I'm going to put that on here. And I'm just going to put that on there using a makeup sponge. I'm just going to use the back of my brush to give this a stir. I'm not sure if it's needed, but... and clean that off like this. Brand new. I'm going to take this sponge and I'm going to dab this stuff on there. And I like it because doing it with a sponge gives it different structure. And when this dries, you see that structure in it. I'm just going to let this dry as well. Clean this up. When this is dry, I will come back to it with another color. So that's why I'm cleaning this up. Okay, I will take my heat tool and dry this. Next, I'm going to take the rusty patina in the color... yeah, what's the color called? I don't know. I don't know. Mold green. And using a brush, just trying to find a suitable brush, I will just take some out, and on some places tap that on here. Blending it out a bit. So I don't want it too thick. I just want the illusion of a bit of a patina. That's what it's called, patina. This color reminds me of salvage patina. This dress color, which is one of my favorite colors. I just think this adds to the old look. Next, I'm going to take a tiny bit of the rust color and just tone that blue down. Just a tiny bit. It's a bit too stark. Just building a bit of a layer. Love this stuff. It's really pretty. Now, one of the things that I've heard is that this stuff dries out very quickly. And what I do, I've got some press and seal. You can take a plastic bag, you can take cling foil, and you can, if you put that on there and press it on the product, which is key there, it will not dry out. That is, so when I'm done, I will clean everything up and then I will put my press and seal on there and it's done. Okay, this is now nice and dry. And what I want to do now is I'm going to take vintage photo and just very lightly, and I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to do it like this. Go around the edges. grunching up these pages or these torn edges. I'm going to do that around every one. And because I've got the collage medium underneath, it allows me to smudge it out with my finger to really give it that grungy look. And it doesn't dry too quick, which is nice. So I'll do this for the whole page for all these collage pieces. So all the edges will get a bit of a grunge look. There. I like how that is turning out. Now what I also like is if there are bits that you don't like, you just take a piece of paper towel, spritz some water on it, and you can just tone that vintage photo down a bit. Because I've got the collage medium under there, you can take some off. I'm just taking it all over. And this will also, what I like is smudge it over the pages a bit. It tones it down just so slightly. I love working with the crayon. I think the effect is that you can achieve with them. And yes, you get dirty fingers, but hey, that comes with the job, right? Good. It has to go that way, David. March. You have to be able to read that. Good. What I'm doing next is I'm gonna take out my Archival ink in ground espresso, and I'm gonna be stamping on this. And I'm gonna be stamping on this. I'm gonna be stamping a bloom right in the center. I think in the center, I don't know where exactly yet. So I'm going to put my planner page in the MISTI, press it down. I've got sticky grid in there, so it's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to see what flower I'm going to use. So I'm going to combine that with this one. So yeah, I think something like this. So I think I'll be using this one. I'm going to stamp right over this using the Archival. And I'm not stamping in black, but I'm stamping in ground espresso. Ground espresso, right? Yeah. Just take off the harshness. There's a lot of black already on there. There's going to be the black March. It's going to be on there. But I want this to be a bit softer. There we go. I'll take my stamp thingy. It's easy to glide. For the people in the Netherlands, these are sold by Marloes from Doeding. I love this. It gives me the opportunity to really get an even pressure. And of course, that's why I'm using the stamp positioner, because you don't get a perfect impression because of the different layers. So again, I'm inking it up again. And do it again. I'm really giving a bit more pressure than I would normally do because I want to get into these fine lines and nooks and crannies. There we come. It comes together. I'm just going to do one more. Okay, closing that down. Yeah, this is good enough for me. Okay, now let me dry that. I want to heat set that. Because it's stamped on the glue, it stays wet longer. The paper doesn't absorb it that much. That's why I'm heat setting it. Okay, that's heat set. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this patina, dip it in. I'm going to go around this page just to create an edge. I like how this pulls the focus towards the inside of the page. There we go. Now this, of course, will dry completely matte, and that's what I like about it. Okay, this surely is messy, but I like it. I'm gonna dry this. And then I'm gonna put on sort of, what I'm gonna try and do is sort of dry brush. So take some of this, I keep wanting to say salvage patina. It's not, but this bluish patina color. Just lightly, in certain areas, go over that. That really changes the whole structure. Brings up the structure of this brown patina. And then what I'm going to do is just very lightly scribble some vintage photo on there. Take my finger and just put that over March, just to tone down that creamy white color that was on there. So that's that, like that. So I'm going to put this to the side. And as I said, I will put my present seal on here when I'm completely done. I'm just rubbing my finger along the edges to rough it up a bit, make it look less perfect. Then I just wanted to do an experiment. I just want to play with a new color from Distress. Salty water. I don't know how this will work on here, so let me do a quick test. Just going to press some ink on the corner of my mat, give it a spritz of water, take my watercolor brush, and we will just play along and see if it dries on there. I think it will in the end. I just think this is a beautiful color. And it has a bit of a, yeah, I think this color, the Saltwater Taffy, it has an old vintage look in a way. So, but it brightens up the page just slightly. It doesn't have to be perfect. By all means, this whole page doesn't have to be perfect. And again, this will take some time to dry because this is going over the collage medium. So that will take some more time to dry. So I'll help that along. Okay, that's there. Next, I have put up some Rustic Wilderness. Just cleaning off my brush. I don't want Rustic Wilderness mixing with pink. I'm just very lightly going to give this a touch of green. There we go. That's enough. I don't need any more. Okay, so this is going to go over the flower. So in here, I've got the multi-medium in a matte finish from Distress. I'm going to be using that to glue this to the background. Normally, it's not a glue that I use, but in this case, it stays wet a bit longer, which helps me position it correctly on the page. So that's why I'm using this. And use what you have. I tried this to see if this was a suitable glue for me, and I did not like it that much. So, but I don't want to throw it away. I want to offset this a bit so you can see the majority of the flower coming through. Take the lady and put her on the page right there. So what I'm doing, I'm taking my collage medium and I'm gluing her up on the back side. This is one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I like them. I don't use them a lot, but I do like them. Especially on a collage page like this. I'm also covering her up, but that's because I want to play with her a bit. Well, not with her, but I'm gonna give her some color, but that's for when she's dry. Right, I'm gonna position her right where I want her. I do want her smooth, so that's the beauty also with this collage medium. It dries matte, but it also gives you can smooth it out with your fingers and you lose the brush strokes. Now, while the lady is drying, I'm going to take some vintage photo and create some shading around this frame. What I'm doing, I'm wetting my finger with my baby wipe. Also using that bit to soften it up. Shading around the lady. Go. And again, take my baby wipe. Just soften that up a bit. That's the benefit of these crayons. If you wet them again, you can always lift them off. Especially when you have a base on there like the collage medium, which is sort of like a plastic layer. So if you want to bring back some brightness, that's the way to do it. Okay, what I'm going to do now, because I think she's nearly dry, I'm just going to take a bit of the ripe persimmon, and I'm going to, which is a bright orange, so I don't want too much on there, but I'm just going to scribble some on her shirt, and using my fingers, I will smudge that out, just giving her a bit of color. And because I've got that collage medium under there, I can do this and I can work it in without being too, without it being too hard. I can really smudge it out, giving her a bit of color. And now it matches that. So that's nice. Also her head, I want to give a bit of color. Clean, relatively clean finger, and work that out again. And now this is dried, it is set. Now these edges are a bit too hard for me. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to try, see if it works. Some vintage photo in there, just to soften that up. Does that do anything? Yes, it does. Very lightly. Again, I will take off some excess with my baby wipe. But it just makes the transition between the rusty patina and the rest a bit softer. Just scribble that on. And with my finger again, crunch that up a bit and Really work it in there. And over a bit. I like it. Then I'm going to take my baby wipe again. I'm repeating myself constantly, but yeah, that's how it works with these crayons. You can just easily wipe it off. Now in this case, I don't mind that it's spreading out a bit because that makes that center bit pop a bit more. So there we go. This is what I like. So what I've done now with my baby wipe, I've smudged that all over except in here. So this is brighter white now. Well, it's not white, but a bit brighter. It pops off the screen a bit more. So one thing I need to do, because this is March, I need to put that on here as well. And that brings the black back from the lady. Yeah, balances it out. I think that's always fun. Got some picket fence here. I'm very lightly gonna put some highlights on that march. And the last thing I want to do, I want to give it a bit more dimension. I'm not sure whether this is going to work. Let me see. I don't know until I try, right? I'm just going to take a brush, some black soot, just lightly gonna, oh, that's going to work fine. Edge the page. Which works like a charm, which is good. I'm using black soot in the oxide for this. I like that. I might even bring it in a tiny bit more. Just blend it out a bit towards the middle. Giving this page a tiny bit more dimension even than it already has. Now, I think this is it. I'm not going to do any more to it. I think this page is done. So this is my take on the March prompt collage. I've made my March dashboard. I think it's collage. In my opinion, it is. I really like how this turned out. I hope you like it too. If you did, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. All the supplies I've used are listed below in the description box. So if you need something, you can find it there. Yeah, you can use those links to purchase that. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching this one, and I hope to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.